so this is the card that we're going to do out of Cricut Design Space. It's called Popcorn Card, and it is just a fairly simple card, but I thought it'd be fun to put together. I'm going to customize it a little bit, put some writing on it. I'm actually going to put congratulations on the popcorn oval there. And so I've got my mats cut out. Let's just get started and get it made. Okay, so I have all of my mats together, and I've actually got 5 here. It actually cuts out on 4, and I actually used 6 to cut it out. And the reason being is I cut my white on 8.5 by 11, and this was the 6th one. I wanted to use this heavy cardstock that I had that was 8.5 by 11, and so I actually cut mine out on 6 mats. I did customize, and I hid some, like I hid this piece when I printed this piece so that I could do it on 8.5 and 11. And these were all on one mat, and I hid those and printed those. And then you can see that I customized my little circular or oval piece there and wrote congratulations on this. I'm going to use this for a celebration card. So I've got all my mats, and I'm just going to start pulling my pieces off my mats. I thought I would go ahead and show you. I did use cardstock for intricate design, and I used the more pressure so that it would cut well. I have to do that on my Cricut, because if not, it seems like it doesn't cut very well. And the pieces are just pulling off very easy, so that was the right settings to use for that. So I'm pleased with that. Now this white might not come off as easy because it is 110-pound cardstock. And so it takes a little more pressure to get it, but there's no problem with that. So what I'll do is I'll just run my Cricut knife along there and punch it out. So I'll go off camera and do that because it'll take me a minute to go along all the lines that I need to pop that out with, and then I'll come back on. Okay, so on my mats that were more sticky, it actually pulled apart a lot quicker than what I said. I should have mentioned, one of the things you can do is you can do multiple passes on your Cricut. So if you find that it's not cutting well, you can actually just push your Cricut button before you remove your paper, and it'll just run it through again. So I should mention that. That's definitely an option that you can use. I didn't do it. I was running back and forth between the kitchen as I was running these different mats, and I was just pulling them off and starting another one, and so I wasn't thinking about it not cutting through this 110-pound cardstock. So, but it seemed to work all right. So then our popcorn pieces have got some inserts that are in there, and I'm just using my self-healing mat as I've done before in my videos, and pushing down into that and popping out the inside of our popcorn pieces. So we'll just get that all cleaned up and ready to go. Now this particular design I looked on, a lot of times if you'll roll down below the title of the project on these 3D type things, or the some things that are a little bit more involved than this. This one I don't think is very involved. They will have the instructions, how to assemble like a 3D piece or something. This particular one does not have any instructions. So I'm hoping that it'll just be fairly simple and we can just connect it pretty easy, which I hope that we will. So we shall see. I'm trying to do some more Cricut projects. I've been doing a lot of card making and some different types of projects, but I'm trying to add some more Cricut projects to my videos, as I do have some Cricut watchers that like to see this. And so I'm trying to have a variety of things so that I can meet everybody's needs within the community as far as what they like to watch. So we have this in yellow too, so I think this is going to be a doubled up type thing. So I think I've got all those pieces out. I'm going to get them out of the way. So let's look at what we've got. This and this appears to be the envelope base. So that'll be a simple, I'm just going to lay that aside. You can see the scoring on there. That'll be the flap, and then this will be the base of the envelope. So that's nice. It's going to have the right size envelope. Always like when that happens. And then we got a little bit of, just need to run my blade along there. There was a little bit of rough paper there that I want to get off. So we got that going. So it looks like it's going to be just a fairly simple folding. So I've got a score line here, and I'm just going to score that. And then I've got a score line here. And I have no idea which direction these go in because I don't have any instructions. So I'm just going to go ahead and score them and try to figure it out. And then if I need to go in the other direction, I'll go in the other direction. But these two appear to be the same. So I'm going to just score them the same way. And we'll just see if they need to be opposite or not. So I'm just scoring them up. Okay, so I'm not really sure why they designed it like this, but it appears to me that it just goes together like this, to where you would just slide these things in together and just make it like two fold. And then I think how it works is you would put this, actually I'm going to do it that way, I think that's the way that it goes, like that, and then these two pieces of popcorn here, and then perhaps fold this backward and put the other one in like that. It talks about having two different places to write on the card, and I think it's referring to open this up and then open this up. I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. There's no instructions, but it appears like this is how it's going to go together. So I'm going to work on assembling it and just see what happens. Okay, so I think it's like a tri-fold. So you have this, and then this will be on the inside. So you would have that, it'd be layered, and then you could open it up like that if you wanted to. I think that's how it's going to go. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm just going to get my Barely Art Precision Craft glue and make sure I get this in the right direction. I believe it goes like that. So I'm just going to put my glue very carefully along these lines so I can get a good and then I want to put it on here as well so I can get it adhered very nicely. And then we'll just lay that down on there. Maybe I should have glued those two pieces together, but they slid into those slots. I'm just going to make sure I get this lined up really well here, and hopefully that'll just hold it all together. I think I could probably tuck some glue in there just to kind of keep it together. I think that's what I'll do. Just tuck a little bit of glue in there, and then this, tuck a little bit of glue in there. I'm not really sure. They actually, in my mind, could have just cut two of the same without slits and doubled it up, and they wouldn't have had to slide that in there. So I'm not really sure what the purpose of that is. Not real sure. Trying to figure out how to do it. But it just feels like this piece, I guess you could put that piece on the back of that. That's what we'll do. Okay, that way you don't see this. So I'm going to go ahead and glue these two pieces together. And I'm going to put it on the white because the white is shorter than the yellow. So I want to get my glue on the white. That way I don't have it sticking out anywhere on the yellow. Just cleaning a little piece of paper up there. Okay. Just go around my kernels so I don't get any bending. Okay. And then in the picture, it shows like a little yellow edge all the way around the popcorn. So I'm going to try and give myself a little bit of an edge around the popcorn like that. I think that'll work. And then what I need to do, and this will take care of your gluing on this page, is we'll just, I believe it's going to just lay down on here now that I'm looking at it. So we're going to want to line this up on here, making sure that we get, so that's how that looks. And then that will make it to where you can put your other piece of popcorn behind it. And then this would be a writing area. I really feel like they needed like another piece for this. I think I'll just glue it down so that it doesn't flap up. I just feel like it would be nice not to have that slit if you're going to write something on that. But I think if I write something, I'm going to actually write it on here. So I'm just going to do the same thing with this one. This is just a really quick project. I might even make a short out of this one. Just going to do the same thing that I did with the other one. Give myself a little bit of an edge there. And then I'm going to do it like this. First of all, let's glue these down. And then fold this out. And I'm going to run my brayer over that just to give it a good fold. And then put a little glue underneath there. A little glue underneath there. Brayer. Hopefully you can see that up the chair popping up. And then I'm just going to put glue. Actually, I'll put it on this. And I want to line it up. Try and get it lined up to where, yeah, that looks good. Just line it up along the edge of my card base. And so then we have our little popcorn. And then I've got my little congratulations, just gonna put it on there. Get it laid down. And there we go. So there's our little popcorn card. That's kind of fun, pretty easy, quick little project. Okay, then we've got the envelope, which just has a scoring mark there and a scoring mark here. Run the brayer over it, and then I've got 2 scoring marks here. There we go. And then we would just glue that down like that. I think I will actually use my tape runner just to get real close to that edge. And then I'm going to just line that up right there at the edge. Try and get it right where it needs to go. Hopefully that'll work. That should work. I think I'll just run some more along the bottom here. And then get my sides. I need to see where it's going to go. I am going to run my tape liner, but I am going to put some glue on that because sometimes that might want to lift. So I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of glue on the edge. And then lay that down. And now we have our envelope and our card. And that seems to be the perfect little size to fit in there. So, cute little card. I hope you like it. If you do, consider giving me a thumbs up. And maybe let me know what you think in the comments. Have a great day. Bye.